Shalom, 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 Yasharala. This your boy, Brother Samuel, back at you with another quick edifying video, right? And we're going to go into this article that I found today, too, talking about the Congress admits UFOs not man-made, right? So first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. That's all praises to the Most High, whose name is Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, whose name is Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, and the Holy Spirit, right? So I was going through this article, and it is from Vice.com, and it was actually published at August 23rd, 2022. And let's read the title. It says, Congress admits UFOs not man-made, says threats increasing exponentially, right? So let's get into it, right? Let's just read a couple. I'm not going to probably read the whole thing. It says, the new budget for America's intelligence service directs the Pentagon to focus its UFO investigation on those objects that it cannot identify. It says, after years of revelations about strange lights in the sky, first-hand reports from Navy pilots about UFOs and governmental investigations, Congress seems to have admitted something startling in print. It doesn't believe all UFOs are man-made. Buried deep in the report, it's addendum to the Intelligence Authorization Act for the fiscal year of 2023, a budget that governs America's clandestine service. Congress made two startling claims. The first is that cross-domain transdenium threats to the United States national security are expanding exponentially. The second is that it wants to distinguish between UFOs that are human in origin and those that are not. Temporary non-attributed objects, or those that are positively identified as man-made after analysis, will be passed to the appropriate officers and should not be considered under the definition as unidentified aerospace undersea phenomena, the document states. It said the admission is stunning, chiefly because as more information about the U.S. government study of UFOs has become public, many politicians have stopped just short of claiming the unidentified objects were extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional in origin. The standard line is typically that if UFOs exist, then they're likely advanced, although human-made vehicles. Obama refused to confirm the existence of aliens, but did say that people have seen a lot of strange stuff in the skies lately when asked directly, right? So, I mean, that's kind of when I get it. I don't want to read the whole thing, but, hey, Esau knows what's going on, man, right? And these higher ups, they know what's going on, right? And now it's like they're admitting it, right? And the scriptures tell us that. Right, the scriptures tell us, what's going to go on. Right, they don't want to, first outright and say what's going on, but they know what's going on. Right, they know, part of these scriptures. They know that their time is short. Right, so I'm gonna get a couple scriptures. Right, I don't want to make this too long. Right, so it says that they admit, that these UFOs, some of them are not man-made. Right. So this is the book of Salakia. This is, let's go to the books. Let's go to the book of Psalm, and we're going to go to 64 in verse number 8, right? It says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away, right? So that's what Esau is doing right now, right? Esau is causing his own tongue to fall amongst them, right? First, they act like they don't know what's going on, right? For years, they've been hiding this stuff, right? Even though people have been seeing this stuff, right? Since the ancient of days, right? It's written on the Egyptian walls. It's written on all these other civilizations about these, so-called UFOs or unidentified flying objects, But we know through the scriptures what those are. Those are the chariots of the Most High, right? But they're not going to admit that. Right? They're not going to admit that. So, they're going to call them everything else but we know that those are the chariots of the Most High, right? Which are the eyes of the Lord, right? That the angels kind of maneuver in and do types of things, right? So, and also, it's the chariots. Hey, we know that Yahushua is coming back in the chariot, right? We're going to get that a little bit later. But it says, so shall they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves, right? And that's what's happening, right? They telling on themselves, right? They know what's going on. Right? And Esau can't help it, right? When you tell too many lies, hey, all of a sudden you can't keep up with the lies, and then you end up kind of just getting that truth out of there, man, because you just spit so many lies, man, that we know that there's no truth in them, right? But he's trying to hide it, so he's trying to come up with a lie or whatever, right? Let's get another one, right? So by them, even stating this, hey, they kind of know what's going on. They kind of know that their time is up, man. They know that their time is coming very short, right? So this is one of my favorite ones, and this is what we need to ponder on each day as we get closer, man. Each day we draw closer to the day of the Lord, right? To our salvation, right? For you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are the Israelites, and you are who Hamashiach Yahushua, or who you ignorantly call Christ Jesus, is coming back for. Salakia. So this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. Right? So they say that, they got a security thing, man. They know that whatever it is not, it's not man-made. Right? And we know that the chariots are not man-made, man. Right? They come from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Right? So they know that. And they know that they have a short time. Right? And that's why they're doing all these little things. They got the little space program, the Star Wars program, that Reagan and all them kind of implemented. And, I think even Trump, Salakia, put something together. They watching the skies, right? Because they trying to see when Yahushua is coming back, right? But it says no man knoweth, not even the angels, but only the Father. Not even the Son, right, knows, but only the Father knows when he's coming back, right? But they got their little satellites and all that stuff trying to see, when Yahushua is coming back. You know what I'm saying? But, guess what? We know when he comes back, he's coming back in them chariots, or what they call them, unidentified flying objects, right? So this is the book of Revelation, right? Chapter 1, and I'm going to start at verse 7. It says, behold, he cometh with clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, amen. Right? That's how the Lord is coming back in the greatness and the power of his strength, man, through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. And he's coming back, right? And he's coming back, and it says with clouds, right? And we know that the clouds, in the Bible, they represent the chariots, man. They represent the chariots, right, of the Most High, right? Or what you call the so-called UFOs, right? Let's get this. Let's go to the book of Ezekiel, right? The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, and I'm going to go to verse 4. And it says, and I looked and beheld a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud, right? So it's explaining like the chariot, right, of the Most High, but it calls it, a whirlwind, like it's spinning or whatever. And it says, a great cloud. It says a fire enfolding in itself, and the brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber out of the midst of fire. Right? So I know, one of my testimonies, brothers is out teaching, and you look up, and you might see one of the chariots of the Lord, right, flying in the sky, right, and sometimes they look like red and orange and yellow, like flames, right, shooting across the sky or whatever, right, and that's kind of what Ezekiel was explaining, right. So let's get another one, right. Let's go to the book of Isaiah, right, chapter 31, and verse number 5. And it says, as birds flying, so will Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it, right? So how the bird flies, right? That's how Yahweh Shai is coming back, right? And the Lord of hosts, the angels, they're coming back, right? Like birds. What's that? They're flying. What are they flying in? The chariots, or the so-called UFOs, right? That's how they're going to be coming back, right? And if you see a bird fly, a bird doesn't just fly like a regular plane, right? A bird can switch directions and do all different types of stuff and dive and shoot and do all that stuff, right? The birds got more maneuver than these little F-15s, F-22s, whatever, they little latest, Esau's latest little, airplanes and stuff he got going on, right? You can't mess with it, man, right? It says, as birds flying, so will Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over it, he will preserve it, right? Let's get another one, right? Let's go to the book of Amos, right? Let's go to the book of Amos, chapter 9, and we'll start at verse number 8. It says, behold, the eyes of Yahweh thy power are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, right? Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh, right? So it says the eyes of the Lord are those angels that are watching, right? They're watching, right? And you saw in that video, you saw the little picture that the little airplane had locked on, to one of the so-called UFOs. And the UFO could have disappeared if he wanted to, right? They're toying with him. It's toying with Esau and his little weapons, his little toys, man, right? Because you can't fight against Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, right? You won't win, but, the scriptures say that they're going to try anyway, right? But, in that picture, it had one little UFO, so-called UFO, right? Let's look at that again, right? Let's see if I can bring it up. Right here, you see right here in the little video, it's got one little UFO on there, right? But we know, right? Let's get this. What Yahushua said in Matthew, right? Let's get that real quick. Salakia. Let's see. We're gonna go to Matthew. Salakia. Matthew 26. And let's go to 53, right? This is Matthew 26 and verse 53. It says, thinkest that I cannot pray to my Father, and he shall presently give me more than 12 legions of angels, right? So it's a whole slew of angels, man. Yeah, right? Yahushua is the Lord of hosts, man. Right? The host of the heavenly angels, right? So he could pray. He said, I could pray and bring a whole legion. You know what I'm saying? And how they coming? They're going to be coming in them chariots, man. Them UFOs, man. Not playing around, right? But he was saying that, to Peter, when, like, after he had smoked the ear, right? But just to prove that, hey, Yahushua, know he got legions of angels that he can call, right? So when you see this one little so-called UFO or chariot, just know it's legions of these chariots, right? It ain't just one and two, right? You might see one, it might be um 1,000 around you, man. Right? Hey, but when the Lord comes, hey, he's coming in one of them chariots, right? And his is gonna be the father chariot, man. It's gonna be the big chariot, right? And we're gonna get that a little later, right? But let's go to the book of Isaiah, right? Salakia. Let's go to the book of Isaiah. And we're gonna go to 66, and I'm gonna start at verse 15. It says, "For behold, Yahweh Bashem Shai will come with fire and with his chariots," right? His chariots, we know those are the UFOs, right? The so-called UFOs, like a whirlwind, right? As explained in Ezekiel, to render his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword, right? Because it's gonna have like be equipped with probably with lasers and all types of stuff on there, man. Right? It says, "For by his sword will Yahweh Bashem Yahushai plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many." Right? So when he comes back, and he's coming back and he's tearing up things, right? And that's what Esau knows. Right, and that's why Esau is so interested in these so-called UFOs, or unidentified flying objects, or aerial phenomenal, or underwater phenomenal, everything that, because these chariots can go underwater and pop out. They can go in up into the heavens and pop back out. Right? They can appear and disappear. They can do all that stuff. Right? So, but they know, man. Esau know his time is up, man. Right? His time is very short. Right? Let's get another one. Right? And when Yahushua comes, he's coming back, like he said, with his legion, with his whole gang, right? The Lord of hosts, right? So let's go to the book of Psalms, 68, and let's go with verse number 17. It says, "The chariots of the Most High are 20,000, even thousands of angels, and Yahweh Bashem Yahshai is among them, as in Sinai in the holy place," right? So the chariots of the Lord are 20,000, even thousands, right? So you saw that one, hey man, it could have been 1,000 right behind them. They don't know, right? Because they don't, they can go undetected and detected, right? When you see all this stuff, you see how they maneuver, right? So they just playing with them. They just playing with Esau and these other nations right now, right? Like I've seen stories about them flicking on and flicking off like the nuclear missiles, right? Powering them down, powering them up. They already know, man, right? It's like LeBron James playing with a 2-year-old trying to play basketball against him. You know what I mean? It's just not even fair. You know what I mean? Of what Yahweh Bashem Shai is gonna do, right? So let's get this, right? This is gonna be a good one, right? This is I'm gonna go to this real quick. Just set that up. 9. Then I'm gonna go to Salakia. I'm gonna go here. We're gonna go to Second Ezra, right? And we're gonna read it. Right? This is Second Ezra, and I'm gonna bounce around, right, so that it makes a little more sense. Right? If I bounce around, it'll make a little more sense when I read it, right? So this is Second Ezra, chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse 32, and it says, "And the time shall be when all these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending," right? So when Yahushua was telling you're gonna see rumors of wars, uproars of nations, you're gonna see earthquakes, diverse places, you're gonna see all this stuff, right? And all these things have to happen. You got to have the hour of temptation. You got to have World War III. You got to have the MOTB, right? And then the Son of Man is going to be coming, right? Right before those new ICBMs are about to hit, right? Yahushua and the angels are coming. They're going to come in here, right, to Babylon, which is America, right? Daughter of Babylon, the wicked Babylon. And they're going to beam up, right, the elect, right? But it says, I'll read it again. Second Ezra 13 and 32. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the sign shall happen, which I showed thee before, and then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending. Right? And I'm going to jump to verse 30. It says, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. Right? They're going, when he comes back, they're gonna be like, what is going on? Right? And I always try to show people, like, give people a visual. When you watch Independence Day, when the first ship comes through, right? When it breaks the firmament, right? It looks like it's coming out of a cloud, right? And that's what the the prophets had saw, in their visions and stuff. They saw, like, so it looked like a cloud, right? But it was the UFO, the so-called UFO, right? Or the chariots of the Lord, right? And that's how Christ is coming back, right? But it says, and he shall, verse 30, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth. And I'm going to jump to 6 real quick. 2nd Ezra 13 and 6. And it says, but I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it, right? Talking about Yahushai coming in a great mountain. That great mountain is just a large UFO, right? Or so-called UFO, a large chariot, right? And flew upon it. But I would have seen the region or the place where the hill was graven, and I could not. Like, it was so big, and Ezra was trying to see, like, where did this mountain come from? Where was it taken away from, right? Because he couldn't see where it was, because it was so huge. The way this chariot or this UFO is coming back, right? And that's what Yahushua is in, right? And it says, I'm gonna jump down back to 33. And it says, and when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting, right? So this is during the time of World War III, and they're going to be fighting a battle, and they're going to be fighting once another, right? And Yahushua is going to come back, right? And they're going to stop fighting, because they're going to see this amazing sight, right? And then they're going to stop their battle, and they're going to try to fight Yahushua and the angels, right? Let's jump back to 8, right? And it says, and after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, and yet does fight, right? So once they stop fighting amongst themselves, they're going to try to fight Yahushua, right? Even though they're going to be extremely afraid, right? When you see this huge chariot, right, of the Lord, or so-called UFO, crack this sky, right, in the middle of y'all fighting, then they're going to turn and be like, oh, they're gonna be like, "What is that?" But then the Lord's gonna put it on their heart to fight, right? Let's go to let's jump to this, right? Because this is what Joel was talking about, right? So this is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your prune hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause the mighty ones to come down, O Lord." Right? So it's talking about the other nations, right, coming together, right, in the valley of Jehoshaphat, right? And they're gonna come and try to fight, like I said, Yahushua and the angels, man, right? And basically the Lord is kind of mocking him right there. Yeah, bring all your mighty men, right? Bring your best weapons, right? Bring that real tough guy. I want the toughest of the toughest, man. Bring him over here, man, right? So he can fight against me, right? Let's see what's gonna happen, right? Let's go back to 2nd Ezra, right? And I'm gonna start at 13. I'm gonna start at verse 9. It says, and lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came thither, he neither lift up his hand, nor held a sword, nor any instrument of war. But only I saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests. Right? So he didn't even lift up a weapon. He didn't have a weapon in his hand. He didn't have nothing. Right? He was using that chariot, man. And that chariot, and it says the sparks of fire, the sparks and tempest, right? Talking about them laser beams, right? That's going to be coming out of this thing, right? And it says, and they were all mixed together, the blast and the fire, right? He's just going to be shooting all type. He might have some type of missiles on there, like all types of stuff on there, man. You just, you could only imagine what Yahweh Bashim Yahushai has up his sleeve, right? For the wicked and Esau, right? And these other nations. And it says, and they were all mixed together, the blast of fire and the flaming breath and the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude which prepared to fight, and burnt them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude nothing was able to perceive but only dust and the smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid, right? So this weapon that Yahweh Shai and the angels have, right? Hey, when it hits them, hey, it's going to turn them into dust, man, like a vaporizer, man, right? Just imagine a vaporizer, man. We got vaporizers, right, on these chariots, man, right? That's just, it's not even going to be fair, man, right? All praises to the Most High, man. Kahala Yahweh Ba'Shema Mashiach Yahushua, right? So guess what? Esau knows what's going on, right? They know that their time is short, right? They know that they got to watch for something in the skies, right? They know what it is, right? They don't want to tell the mass folks, because if they do, it'll be panic and all, But guess what? Your time is numbered, Esau. And guess what? The Lord has your number and he's coming for you. You know what I'm saying? You can watch as much as you want to, right? But he's still coming for you, and he's still going to do payback for what you've done to his people, man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, or the Israelites, right? And Yahweh Shai is coming back for them, right? So hopefully this lesson has been edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. I want to say, Kahala Yahweh, Ba'Shema Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Peace and blessings to the 12 tribes scattered abroad. A mighty shalom, right? To the hopeful elect, right? To the elders of great millstone from Tahar on down, right? Who have ruled well and fed the sheep, and have fed us with lessons, right? And the true understanding and the truth, right? The 100% truth, which is being spread